Welcome to Jets This Week. I'm Gary Lawless of the Winnipeg Free Press. My colleague Ed Tait. Ed, the Jets are 9-7-3 on the eve of their 20th game here in the National Hockey League season. They have 21 points, find themselves just outside of the playoff picture. They seem to go in and out every night depending on the results. That's life in the Western Conference. You have to win games and keep collecting points to stay in, but all in all, I would suggest that at this point, the unofficial quarter pole of the season, the Jets are in a pretty strong spot and have probably exceeded most expectations.
Well, especially after that horrible start to the season, right? That one homestand after they started the season on the road was so poor. Everybody had a bad vibe about this team. There was talk about Connor McDavid and everything. You know, then they went on a stretch where 9 of their next 11 were on the road, and they've come out of that really well, I think. You know, this homestand is important because the Jets are just 3-3 at MTS Center. It's been a problem the last few years. They've got to become a dominant home team. They're okay on the road. They have been this season. And if you want to become a playoff team and in that discussion into March and April, then you got to be dominant here at home.
All right, let's have a little fun. We'll call this the buzzer round, and I'll ask you a question, and you give me a quick answer, and then I'll give one as well. Biggest impact on the Jets this season?
I think just the buy-in on Paul Maurice's defensive system. You know, their goals against has dropped dramatically. Ondrej Pavelec came to the season into training camp in better shape, and we're seeing the dividends of that buy-in.
It's the buzzer round. You got to keep them short. You answered 3 questions that time. So biggest impact for me, yes, Paul Maurice. He's done a great job coaching this team, getting them to do them things that no other coach has been able to do for an extended period of time. Biggest improvement?
That's a good question. I really like the growth, the continuing growth in Jacob Trouba's game. Look, I mean, there's going to be dips and valleys, but we all wanted to see him from what he did last year, find some more consistency. I think we're seeing that. You know, overall, the defensive improvement, again, that's too long an answer. You go.
Goals against average, which is 2.19, fourth in the league heading into Tuesday's action. To me, that's the biggest improvement in this team. And to that point, Ed Tait, who is the player that has had the most impact on that major improvement in goals against?
Well, probably Pavelec. I mean, you know, if you break down the numbers, they're through the roof for him. He seems to be more confident. He's rolling with the punches a little bit better, and the team in front of him is playing better, and maybe that's a combination of the two things working together.
Player the Jets, other than Ondrej Pavelec now, player the Jets would miss most if he was to be traded, suffered injury, et cetera, et cetera.
Blake Wheeler, difference maker on special teams, especially on the penalty kill, but he's a guy that's really driving the bus for this team this year.
For me, it is Toby Enstrom. He has been brilliant on the back end, is a real key to what they're doing structurally, gets the puck out of their zone, and then supports the offense. He's been fantastic. Best value.
Best value. Man, you put me on the spot here.
I'll go first. Okay. Brian Little, salary of $4 million and a cap hit of 4.7. One of the most underrated players in the NHL. And you know that answer because you did a great spread of the Free Press on this.
Yeah, I would say him too. Just for variety, I'll say Michael Frolik. And as a guy whose contract's coming up after this year too, you know, his offensive numbers aren't there yet this year, but he's a guy has the same performance night in, night out. Very valuable on both ends of the ice. To me, he's the best value.
Toughest guy in the stands right now? Ken Danico, former Devils stalwart defenseman and really a hard rock guy when he played.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
All right. Rookie of the year.
Well, I mean, who's a candidate? It's probably Michael Hutchison. The numbers he's put up are real good. Adam Lowry, you could make a case for too. I guess it will depend on whether
Michael Hutchinson was his answer, and I will take Adam Lowry. It's the buzzer round, and you know what? Bzz, the buzzer has gone. That's Jets This Week. I'm Gary Lawless, and that is the irascible Ed Tait this morning.
Yeah, whatever.
Thanks a lot.